Hi, my name's Glenn from the Total Saints podcast. You can find us on YouTube, everywhere you get your podcasts from. Our hashtag on X is at Total Saints Pod. Very easy to find, lots of stuff out there. Right, I read your list of things to talk about, and the season so far was the first thing. Yeah. All you need to do is look at the league table, really, and to see how well it's gone. 6 points from however many games, been garbage, basically. There's been the odd game where we've played well in parts of it, but we've never managed to string it together over 90 minutes to win games, even ones that we've done well in for a large part of. One of the most obvious one of the most obvious examples of that was against Ipswich at St Mary's, where we played pretty well and were probably the better side for most of it, and then let in the last-minute equaliser, which turns 3 points into one. And we've had a couple of games like that. If we could have got over the line, then things wouldn't look so bad, and we wouldn't be so far behind. But we are terrible. There's no real way of dressing it up. So that's kind of how the season has gone. To break it down, reasons why it's been so bad. Russell Martin, who was our manager at the start of the season, friend of yours from Norwich, he naively thought that he could play his style of football in the Premier League with inferior players, and it was just never going to work. It worked in the Championship because against most teams we had better players. So we got away. You can get away with a hell of a lot more in the Championship than you can in the Premier League, and we were just giving away goals far too often, becoming a laughing stock, and he showed no real desire to change that. And so that was one of the major reasons why the season started so badly. Transfer dealings in the summer were shocking. Three of the players that we signed in the summer have already been packed off in January. So at the first possible opportunity, we've got rid of the likes of Brendan Brereton Diaz, Maxwell Cornet, Charlie Taylor. Looks like Cameron Archer might go as well. There was an acknowledgement there that the transfer dealings in the summer just were not good enough. There was a couple of good ones, but in the main, not good enough. We shot ourselves in the foot by not having a director of football in place, not having the correct structure behind the manager. So no one really knows who handled the recruitment in the summer, but whoever did, it wasn't good enough. So what we've been left with is a squad where we have too many players who are just not good enough at this level. Some of the players who got us promoted, they would have been okay as squad players, but we played against Newcastle the other week, and I counted 6 in our team that just shouldn't be in the starting 11 for a Premier League side. So squad is not good enough. We appointed a new manager, Ivan Juric, too late. He's lost every game he's played so far, so he hasn't had much of a positive impact. We have been better, but not enough to get over the line in games. We look more likely to get points now, but so far it hasn't happened. Another issue we've got, because basically we're down already, there's a reluctance to commit any money to this January transfer window, because there's not a lot of point really. So we are up against it with regards to PSR, so we couldn't spend that much in the summer, and we can't spend that much now. So so it'll be more about getting people out the door in January and just taking what comes for this season. And as I said before, the main reason we're down there is that we are capable of playing well for bits of games, but within virtually every game there's a 10 or 15 minute spell where we almost stop running and the other team scores 3 goals in 10 minutes or whatever, and you don't win many games if you play like that. So Ipswich memories from last season, well, we lost both of those as well. So the 1-0 at St Mary's at the start of the season, it's funny, I remember it at the time as being a poor game between two poor teams. I thought it was a terrible game. We gave you a goal at the start of the game and then didn't really test Ipswich out at all for the rest of the game, and it was a decent away performance from you guys to win that 1-1-0, but it was from our point of view it was very poor. Didn't do anything really to get back into the game. The 3-2 at Portman Road, I think it's funny, that was kind of a precursor to this season, because we played very, very well in that for about 70 minutes with a better side. We're 2-1 up, and then lapses of concentration, poor goalkeeping. We let in 2 goals, we reckoned, without the Ipswich post 90 minutes surge, which is something you seem to have perfected, especially against us. And we ultimately lost that game 3-2, and that gave you guys the momentum to get that last automatic promotion place. And fair play. And it's good to see that you've actually carried a lot of the spirit that has taken you to the 2 promotions through to this season. So that's decent, and that's why you've got a better chance of staying up than both us and Leicester. And we've had the game at St Mary's this season as well, which again 1-0. We led for a vast majority of that game. The last minute, slightly fortunate deflection that killed that game for us as well. So Ipswich seem to have a bit of a hoodoo over us at the moment. So maybe that'll change on Saturday, but I wouldn't bank on it. New manager Ivan Juric, his style of play is we play a 3-4-3 formation. We try and play forward quickly into the forwards and cause problems from there. It works if everybody is on it and the energy is high. Central midfielders and wing backs are the key to it. So the wing backs have got to sort of be in touch with the midfielders and not get forced back into playing as a flat back 5, because then you just don't do anything further forward. We have the problem, because the squad isn't good enough. We might put a decent starting 11 out on the pitch, and we might get to sort of 60 or 70 minutes. But when the substitutions start to happen, rather than increase the energy of the team and therefore give us a bit of a boost, it actually makes us worse, because we're bringing on inferior players. So that's so I wouldn't be worried even if you're behind on 65, 70 minutes. Once we start bringing the subs on, we invariably get worse. So it's not been brilliant. So it's been and I've probably been pretty depressing throughout this, but it's hard not to be, given the season that we've had. Can't wait for the championship, but no, I hope you guys stay up, because it'd be nice if at least one team bucked the trend and managed to stay up. So after Saturday, all the best for the rest of the season. So I'm, as I said at the start, I'm Glenn from Total Saints Podcast. We will be recording on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. If any of you want to tune in live on YouTube and see how miserable we all look. Cheers then, lads. Bye.